Hollywood has never seen a more heartbreaking moment. The 50 Shades star, who has touched millions of hearts, has just confirmed a news that has left the world speechless. After years of dedication, brilliant aura and countless peak moments, he has had to face the cruelest truth of his career. An important chapter is closing in tears. Heartbreak. Those who have followed his journey cannot believe this is happening. The news has just been confirmed, ending all hopes of a grand comeback that fans have been waiting for. Many colleagues in the entertainment industry also could not hide their shock, calling this the most heartbreaking moment that Hollywood has witnessed in the past decade. Fire. Although the hearts of millions of fans are bleeding, one thing is for sure: the legacy he left behind will live forever in the hearts of the audience. This is not only the end of a glorious period, but also proof that the strongest light sometimes has to fade in tears. Crying. Global shock. The truth behind the heartbreaking decision. According to a close source, the 50 Shades star made this decision after months of internal struggle. The pressure from the huge expectations of the public, the fatigue after many years of tireless dedication, and the quiet personal events have forced him to face the most difficult choice of his career. "I never thought I would have to say goodbye so soon. But my heart needs a rest," he shared with a choked voice in the latest interview. Crescent Moon. Fans around the world have sent their words of encouragement and thanks to the actor. The hashtag thank you forever quickly climbed to the top of global trends just minutes after the information was announced. Many described this as a painful but beautiful ending, the end of a legendary journey that has touched the hearts of millions. Dizzy. Although the road ahead is still full of unknowns, it is undeniable that he has become an icon, not only because of his passionate and profound roles, but also because of his perseverance, dedication and heart that always lives for art. Hollywood may have lost a brilliant star, but his memory will live forever as a part of cinema history. Fire. And perhaps, this is not the end. A door has closed, but who knows, behind it is a new journey that is even more brilliant. Fans are still hoping for a final miracle, though small, but enough to light up the faith in broken hearts. Heartbreak. Loudly crying. The truth behind the halo, the pain he never revealed. Few people know that, behind the confident smile on the red carpet and the brilliant moments in front of the camera, the 50 Shades star has gone through lonely and torn days. The pressure from fame, the strict demands of Hollywood and even the losses in his personal life have caused him to collapse in silence many times. Recently, close friends revealed that he had to be treated for exhaustion and fell into a state of psychological instability, something the public never knew. Heartbreak. I have always tried to be strong, always wanted the audience to see the most perfect version of me. But sometimes, that perfection itself becomes a terrible burden, he choked up in a private conversation. That sentence was like a knife stabbing into the hearts of fans, who once thought that their idol could not be defeated. Cloud with rain. Now, when the stage lights gradually dimmed and the applause subsided, the man was left with only himself and the memories of glory and tears. There were no more roles to hide his emotions, no more brilliant interviews to forget his fatigue, only the naked truth of a heart deeply wounded after many years of living for others. Fire. But it was in his weakest moment that he made the world admire him. Because daring to give up the peak to protect himself is not weakness, but an act of courage. Perhaps, this is not the end of a legendary career, but the opening chapter of a journey to find himself, where he will live, love and create for no one other than his true self. Loudly crying. The last moment when the legend bowed his head in tears. The fateful day finally arrived. In a warm but sad ceremony, the 50 Shades star stepped onto the stage for the last time in his career. There were no more flashbulbs or enthusiastic applause like before. Instead, there was a choked silence from the thousands of people present. Each of his steps seemed heavy, each bow contained years of youth devoted to art. Heartbreak. When he took the microphone, his voice trembled. "I don't know if this is goodbye or just a see you again. But today, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for loving me, supporting me, and always believing in me even when I didn't believe in myself. Tears fell on the face that once captivated millions of people, no longer the image of a perfect icon, but a real person, with wounds, pain and deep gratitude. Glowing star. The audience exploded with sobs. Colleagues, directors, partners and fans all stood up to give him the longest applause of his career. Not for a role, but for the extraordinary journey he had gone through. He was not just an actor, but also a symbol of courage, of burning passion and of a heart that never stops loving. Fire. And as the stage door slowly closed behind him, a new chapter was opening before his eyes, where there was no longer the confinement of fame, no longer the pressure of the spotlight. He may no longer appear on screen as before, but that name, that legacy, and that story will live forever in the hearts of millions of people. Loudly crying after the lights go out, the legend's new life begins quietly. Since that moment of bowing goodbye, the 50 Shades star has chosen to disappear from all media lenses. No longer appearing at movie premieres, no longer appearing on red carpets or flashy interviews. Instead, he lives a simple, peaceful life in the countryside far from the spotlight. The person who once made the whole world follow his every step now finds joy in the little things. Morning coffee, afternoon dog walk, evening reading under the yellow light. Heartbreak. Neighbors said that they could not believe that the man who smiled and greeted them every morning was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. He lived very modestly, never mentioned his fame. He only said that he had finally found a place where his heart felt safe, a residence shared. Seedling. Sometimes he still receives letters from fans, letters filled with tears, gratitude and unforgettable memories of the roles that changed their lives. He reads each letter respectfully and responds with silence, a silence filled with love and gratitude that is deeper than any words. Fire. But what moved fans the most was a recent revelation from a close friend. The actor is quietly writing a memoir. Not to tell about the glory, but to tell the truth behind the halo, about the wounds and the journey to find himself. It will not be the story of a star, but the story of a human being, the friend said. Sparkles. Perhaps this is the greatest legacy he left behind. Not just classic movies, not just the brilliant halo in the Hollywood sky, but a lesson in courage, in daring to let go of the peak to live true to yourself. And who knows, one day, when he is ready, he will appear again, not as an actor, but as a storyteller, carrying a heart that was once broken but always resilient. Loudly crying. The last letter, the message that made the world cry. As time passed, it seemed like everything would gradually calm down. But then one fateful morning, fans all over the world once again burst into tears. On his official personal page, which had been silent for many months, the 50 Shades star suddenly posted a long letter. No promotion, no press release, no hashtag. Just the most sincere words, like a gentle farewell to the hearts that have loved him unconditionally for many years. Love letter. I have lived 2 lives, he wrote, one of light, applause, and cheers, and one of darkness, pain, and times when I thought I would fall. But it was your love that helped me get through it all. Every role, every moment, every smile, it was a gift from your hearts. And today, I just want to say one thing. Thank you for letting me live my dream. Heartbreak. The letter did not mention a comeback, nor did it promise anything about the future. It was as simple as a last hug, a long, warm, tearful hug. Millions of comments appeared in just a few hours. People writing thank you notes, people sharing their first memories of watching 50 Shades, people quietly typing, thank you. The whole world seemed to stop in that moment, a moment of love, of gratitude, and of a legendary journey coming to an end. Glowing star. Although the final chapter has closed, the pages he left behind will still be read over and over again through many generations. The lines he once spoke, the looks that made people cry, the scenes that are deeply engraved in memory, all will live forever as an indispensable part of cinema history. And most of all, his heart, though broken, still inspires millions of people to learn how to stand up after their own brokenness. Fire. If I had one last wish, the letter ended, I would wish that the love we shared would never disappear, because that is the most beautiful thing this life has to offer.